And if you don't want to come back, I will capture you and bring you back. Yes, he may come back, but he'll be a sullen and unhappy son. Maybe 10% of the population in Taiwan, if there is forced unification, will leave Taiwan. The rest will stay, and the rest will accommodate. And why should the mainland treat them badly? China is not treating Hong Kong badly. China is treating Hong Kong very well.
的台海局势，很多人都在问，如果真的统一了，大陆会怎么对待台湾人？是像西方媒体抹黑的那样秋后算账，还是像对待家人一样包容？关于这个问题，前新加坡外长杨荣文，这位在这个地缘政治棋局中看得最透彻的智者，给出了一段让无数人沉默，也让无数人惊醒的答案。他不仅用自己儿子的亲身经历讲述了海峡两岸割不断的血脉，更用香港的真实案例直接戳穿了美国和台独势力的谎言。
As a wonderful diplomat and a politician, a policy maker, what would be your advice to the people living in Taiwan right now? Because that is very much the most sensitive topic for a lot of people speculating about the geopolitical tension in the region right now.
I was invited to give a speech in Taiwan almost 2 years ago. The guest of honor was Xiao Wang-chang and Ma Ying-jeou, Deng Ming, and Deng Am. I was very honored, but everybody was a little surprised. And it was a good conversation about Taiwan. The DPP government wasn't very happy. It was a bit too extreme, and people were not happy that they issued such a statement. In any case, I went there as an individual. I was not representing the government or any political party. But I have a strong affection for Taiwan because I've been there innumerable times. I have so many friends there. And I work with Kuomintang, I work with Minjing-tang. And most importantly, they saved my son. Because my son had leukemia and needed a bone marrow transplant. We couldn't find a match in the family. We couldn't find a match in Singapore. We couldn't find a match in Hong Kong. In the end, through Tzu Chi Foundation, we found a match. So when I meet Taiwanese leaders, I tell them, my son is Taiwanese by blood, which he is, because his blood is Taiwanese. Yeah. The blood came from the Taiwan Coast Guard. So I have a strong affection for Taiwan. And my point to them is this. One China was decided a long time ago in Cairo and in Potsdam. And one China would have happened much earlier, but for the Korean War, which caused the US 7th Fleet to come in and prevent unification. If the US stops interfering, reunification will be natural and organic. So the problem of Taiwan is not the problem of Taiwan and the mainland. It's a problem of US and the mainland. Because the US doesn't really want unification for as long as possible. Yeah. The US says one China, but they will manipulate it such that Taiwan will be separated for as long as possible. So when you talk about Taiwanese people, they are caught in this big game. My point to them is, you can't affect Zhongmei Guanxi, but you can decide whether you want to be played on their chessboard and how you want to be played. Because if you are happy just to be a pawn, then one day you'll be sacrificed. But if you decide that, no, I will not be a pawn, I will be a castle or a bishop, then you can shape your own future. And the best time to talk to China is yesterday. Because relative to the US, China is getting stronger. So your negotiating position is getting weaker and weaker. And you should ask yourself, not whether I rejoin the mainland, because if Taiwan rejoins the mainland, it's just another province. China has over 30 provinces. It adds nothing to China. So Taiwan adds something to China by being different, by being precious. So what is precious about Taiwan? Well, it's got 50 years of Japanese colonial history, which has left its DNA in Taiwan culture. So when you go to Taiwan, you go to Taipei, Kaohsiung, you say, oh, it looks a bit like Japan. You go to the restaurants, they're small restaurants, the food is very good, and the presentation is beautiful. And ordinary Taiwanese are very friendly, very courteous. Sometimes I said, if all of China were like Taiwan, China would be so beautiful in a certain way. And Chinese people who visit Taiwan, they recognize this. So Taiwan, by being Taiwan, can add a lot to Chinese culture and civilization. And they should think positively and not think in terms of whether I'm part of China or I'm not. And in the same way, the mainland should look at Taiwan not as a matter of principle or pride, that you left the family, now I want you back. And if you don't want to come back, I will capture you and bring you back. Yes, you may come back, but you'll be a sullen and unhappy son and will not be good for you. In fact, you will poison the family. What you want is to win over Taiwan so that they come back and then the family is enhanced. That requires China to work with the DPP. Now, the DPP is very dark green. You can't work with them because they want independence. But most of them are not very deep green. They are shades of green. And many of them should be engaged. And it takes time, it takes patience, it takes generosity.
Would you say the time to engage is right now, given that we spoke, I think we spoke over dinner the other day, that Trump is very unlikely to play the Taiwan card, or at least to provoke Beijing over Taiwan?
So China should not take the attitude that because Trump has a position, so I'm exploiting it to put pressure on you. Then they'll be defiant. They say, you're bullying me. It'll be like the way Trump is trying to bully China. The reaction will be the same. You're bullying me, I will stand firm. No, that's the wrong approach. I think the approach is, let's talk about history, talk about culture. Then the future is natural. It requires effort and it requires understanding. A parent, if you want to win over a child, you must understand the child and understand his hopes and his fears and work with it. And you have to be patient.
I think we have lost the opportunity.
You mean with Taiwan, right? Yeah. Like on the people to people level.
Yeah. We don't. I think we're not going to see a happy ending.
Really?
Yeah. For especially the younger generation, because
they've changed the textbook. You're talking about a reminder of history, of the culture, of the origins and the roots. But what is exactly happening within the island is that they are actually actively wiping out all history, rewriting history, rewriting textbooks.
And also for the mainland part, especially young generation, after 2019, what happened in Hong Kong.
They're angered by that also.
For the younger generation, the Chinese younger generation, they think, we gave such a long time to Hong Kong. We didn't change almost anything.
We respected one country, two systems, and
they wanted more, and they looked down on us.
And then you disrespect China and the civilization and the culture.
Yes.
I take a longer term view because Chinese culture is resilient. You can change the school syllabus. You can try to desinicize the Chinese people in Taiwan. However you try, there'll be more Chinese than the Chinese in Singapore. I mean, I don't speak Mandarin well. In my school system, I don't study Chinese history. Have I lost my Chineseness? No. How can the Taiwanese people lose their Chineseness? They don't want to be part of the PRC. That I can understand. But the mainland must also understand why the emotions are so deep. These are not simple disagreements. Because under martial law in Taiwan, under Jiang Jieshi, it was very brutal. I first went to Taiwan in 1976. My passport did not allow me to go to Taiwan. So in Honolulu, I applied for a visa. They put it on a separate piece of paper. I had a box, an old box containing an alarm clock from PRC. The custom official looked at the box, he saw the word PRC, he took the box, he threw it away. I thought, how can you do that? This is so rude. I mean, you can tell me that I should not bring it in or whatever. You just threw it away. I was in a restaurant because my cousin lived there. And the waitress spilled somebody. He was very angry. And the person next to him said, you should have slapped her. This is martial law. For years, they were not allowed to talk about 228. And recently, they released the secret files of KMT intelligence when they were spying on everybody. This is a deep, deep wound. And the anger against the KMT has been transferred to anger against the mainland because the KMT came from the mainland. Of course, China says, I'm not KMT, I fought the KMT. How can you blame me? No, you must understand that the anger is against the mainland.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough understanding of Taiwan on the mainland. And not enough appreciation of why they are what they are. Look at Hong Kong. You mentioned Hong Kong. So since the national security law, about 300,000 Hong Kongers have left Hong Kong. Okay, that's maybe 5% of the population. Maybe 10% of the population in Taiwan, if there is forced unification, will leave Taiwan. The rest will stay. And the rest will accommodate. And why should the mainland treat them badly? China is not treating Hong Kong badly. China is treating Hong Kong very well. There was a period when mainlanders, when they went to Hong Kong, they felt that they were badly treated by Hong Kongers.
Discriminated against, yeah.
And literally rudely treated.
Yes.
Today,
It's the other way around.
I have an apartment in Hong Kong.
It's the other way around.
I see so many mainlanders going there, influencers, taking photographs, talking to their phones. I see it's very cute. What's the complaint among Hong Kong people? Hey, they're not spending money. So history is a long time. If there is forcible reunification, there will be a wound, but it can heal. But it may be possible to avoid that.
Avoid a false.
听完这些话，那些还在做着以美谋独迷梦的人，是时候该醒醒了。杨先生把话已经说到这个份上，他告诉台湾同胞一个最残酷的真相：在美国和日本的棋盘上，你们到底算什么？杨先生说，如果你甘愿做个棋子，那你迟早会被牺牲。这句话台湾当局能听懂吗？现在的民进党当局天天喊着抗中保台，天天给老百姓洗脑说日本是大哥，美国是爸爸，但杨荣文作为一个局外人看得清清楚楚，你们是在花钱买罪受，是在把自己往火坑里推。看看现在的台湾被民进党搞成了什么样，为了讨好日本，连核食都敢喂给老百姓吃，为了讨好美国，积蓄了几十年的台积电都要拱手让人。赖清德为了他们那点可怜的政治私利，正在试图切断台湾人的根。他们改写教科书，他们想把台湾人变成说着闽南话的日本人。这不仅仅是坏，这是蠢。杨荣文先生那个故事，就是给这些数典忘祖的人最响亮的一记耳光。无论你怎么去中国化，无论你怎么认贼作父，当你躺在病床上需要救命的时候，能救你的是那个被你骂了无数遍的同胞，是那个写在基因里的密码，是你永远洗不掉的中国血。很多台湾朋友被西方媒体洗脑，觉得回归就是末日，觉得大陆会恶待台湾。来，睁开眼看看现实，看看现在的香港和澳门。杨先生列举了数据，有人走吗？有，极少数，但留下的那 95% 的人呢？他们过得好不好？香港依然是那个璀璨的东方明珠，而且因为有了国安法，有了祖国的撑腰，它不再是西方间谍的乐园，它变得更安全、更稳定。澳门就更不用说了，背靠祖国，靠着博彩闷声发大财，老百姓的日子过得比谁都滋润。大陆为什么要恶待台湾？杨先生反问得好，如果没有恶待香港，也不会恶待台湾。大家都是一家人，家里人吵架归吵架，但哪有父母会真的害自己的孩子？真正想害台湾的是那帮想让台湾变成豪猪，变成地雷岛，想让台湾人打巷战，流尽最后一滴血的外部势力。真正想害台湾的是那个天天叫嚣着台湾有事就是日本有事，却在关键时刻绝对会脚底抹油的日本。所以在这里，我要对海峡对岸的同胞们，尤其是年轻的朋友说一句：醒醒吧！ 别再活在民进党编织的信息茧房里了，看看杨荣文先生的肺腑之言，看看世界的大势。中国崛起是不可阻挡的历史洪流，美国连自己家里的那摊烂摊子都收拾不明白，你指望他来救你？别做梦了。与其去做别人棋盘上随时可以丢弃的炮灰，不如堂堂正正的回家，做中华民族伟大复兴的主人。回家的路也许会有心理门槛，但跨过去就是海阔天空。那不仅是经济上的繁荣，更是尊严上的回归。你会发现，你不再是一个亚细亚的孤儿，你是14亿人的兄弟姐妹，你背后站着一个强大的文明古国。这种安全感，美国给不了，日本更给不了。最后，我想引用杨先生的一句话作为今天的结尾：统一本该自然发生，别让仇恨蒙蔽了双眼，别让谎言阻断了归途。